Oh baby, boxing clothes. My gloves are drying on my car right now because I'm going to go boxing later probably. However, I did want to film this YouTube video. I don't know how to set up this camera. I might just hold it for as long as I can until my arm gets sore. But I wanted to isolate myself to make this YouTube video to you guys and make a very, very simple point. I thought about something. So in July 2024, I went $110,000 in debt to buy my dream car, the one that I'm sitting in right now. It's a Corvette C8 Z51. After fees and taxes, I ended up going $113,000 into a bank debt. And then it took me about a year to fully pay it off. And I was basically putting as much profits as I was making every single month into this car's payments. And for the longest time, all of 2025 basically, I felt like a fucking failure. Although I had the car that I wanted to drive and I drove it every single day, I was making good income at a relatively young age, and people perceived my online success as there, I felt really, really like I was doing all this hard work for nothing, because I'd be working 8-hour days on my laptop, sitting on my sofa, cranking away just to see money flowing right out of my bank account the same month. I would literally crank out $50,000 to $70,000 every single month, spend all that back into the business, back into payments, back into staff, back into marketing, back into YouTube channels, back into freelancers, back into this car, back into my bills, back into my parents as well. And then I felt like I was in this never-ending hamster wheel, although I was making more money than the average doctor would. I felt like I was making no progress. And I think this tribulation that I went through all of 2025 taught me a very, very important skill that shaped me into the man that I am today, which allowed me to ultimately become the person I am right now, to be able to become a pretty solid kickboxing fighter only 4 or 5 months in. I've traveled around the world with my friends. I have a really loving family that I take care of as well. I'm pretty relatively financially okay in the spot that I'm in, to say the very least. That's me being humble. And I think failure and tribulations is not necessarily the numbers and the results that you have. It is failure and tribulations is nothing more than a mindset where you tell yourself that you're never enough, and as a result you stop working. That itself is failure. What failure isn't, though, and I find this so interesting, is that when I then reflected back, 2026, car's fully paid off, income is high still, probably like very, very high compared to 2024. I look back and I reflect, and I was like, I just spawned in $110,000 into an asset that I can drive every single day. So although it felt like money was just not really stacking up and I was wasting all this progress for nothing, after reflecting back and realized I was dumping $10,000, $20,000 every single month to pay off this car, I now have an asset I fully own, zero debt to my name, cash is just stacking every single month in my bank account, and a drivable car worth 6 figures. So although progress day by day, month by month feels fucking slow and it feels like you're not getting anything done, I guarantee you the inputs that you're doing right now is leading to something exponential. When you're reflecting back on it long-term wise, you've made more progress than you've ever known. People severely underestimate how much progress they can get done in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, but they overestimate how much progress they can get done in 3 months. And that was my biggest fucking issue. That was my biggest fucking issue when I came to going into 6 figures in debt at 18, 17 years old for a fucking car. And I find this to be the exact same situation I fall myself into again in March 2026. You guys seen from my last video, one of my faceless channels that made me $14,000 in a single month got demonetized. It was making me $500 to $1,000 a day on autopilot. I didn't do much of the work at all myself, and now that channel's gone. It got demonetized, meaning that although I'm still cranking views, the channel is still existing, I'm making relatively $0 fucking dollars, and I still have to pay my team. So I sent a wire to my freelancer for $2,000 a couple days ago, because that's my duty. I have to make sure that my team eats before me, and I have to literally eat a $7,000 loss in February. We made that much in like 2 weeks. And guess what happened? Because it got demonetized, I'm not gonna get the payout for that. Or I'm pretty sure it's gone now forever. It's diminished into thin air. Who owns it? Who the fuck knows? Probably YouTube. So YouTube just pretty much robbed me for $7,000. I can complain all I want. I can complain that all that months of progress on that channel was wasted. But when I reflect back on the past 6 months of me building up that channel to $14,000 per month, I have the team now that can actually be proven to build 5-figure month channels. I have the SOP and structures now to be able to build that type of channel on autopilot. I also have the knowledge now to understand what makes a viral concept and what makes flops. And so all of the learning curve from that 6-month period of building this channel actually makes it so that way when I start my brand new Faceless channel, I should be able to get progress just like that. Blink of an eye. Decision-making progress is basically halted to 0, and I know exactly what to execute on, how to execute on, and also doing it in an efficient enough time to get back to where I was in a much faster return. Does that make sense? Progression is not always number, it's not always numerical or linear, but progression can be literally just experiences which then compound over a long enough time that allows you to get to the end result in a much more efficient way and with a lot more less stress. This is the type of thinking that I've developed. You will notice when I'm talking throughout this video, I'm just finding constantly the good side of things in my failures and my hardships. I can relate this so much. If you are a sports player or you've done any sort of sports in the past, you'll understand this so much. I started kickboxing in October, and so I made the decision to at least do the sport for a year. Now that I'm 4 months in the sport, I think I made a decision to do the sport for at least a decade. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I thought it would take me a year to get very good at the sport. Now I'm 4 months in, and I'm still getting my butt shitted on. I'm getting whooped by every single kickboxer that's high level in my gym, making me feel like I've made 0 progress effectively in the past 4 months. That's the first reason. Greatness takes time. You cannot fucking rush greatness. If you think you can get your goals in 4 months, you've been lied to by social media. The whole entire purpose of Instagram is to make you feel FOMO, so that way you feel shitty in your life, and you end up either doing dumb shit to try to get results quickly and then fail and lose everything, or you actually be wise about it and understand that social media is showing you all of the goods without the losses. Anyways, not only am I expanding to 10 years now of training kickboxing, but I genuinely, although feel like I've made effectively 0 progress in the past 4 months of kickboxing, I now looking back, the occasional times I fight the fighters that I fought in my first week, I can just absolutely stand on top of them, no problem. Not flinching, I'm countering their attacks, I'm defending myself well. It's only the fighters who's been training for multiple years and decades, national champion, gold champion, world champion, that still beat me very easily. And so, because I literally make sure that I fight and spar the best of the best fighters I can grasp my hands on during sparring sessions in practice, I effectively feel like I made no progress in the last 4 months as I'm always getting beat up. So although the result's the same, me failing, me getting beat up by people better than me, I am still making progress because the people who are beating me are probably putting in 7% effort rather than 1% effort. And in another 4 months, instead of putting 7% effort, they have to put in maybe 30% effort to beat me. Eventually, when they're putting 100% effort to beat me, although they're still beating me and the results and numerical things look the same, progress has massively shifted. It has massively shifted to the point where I can probably stand my ground against people who's also been training for years at that time, maybe training their whole life, maybe they're provincial champion or whatever the fuck, and I can hold my ground. So progress is never a black and white thing. It's never you win or you lose. It's never I made this amount of dollars, I lost this amount of dollars. It's always what is the end result compared to when you initially started? Was there a drastic difference? So when I compare my kickboxing today to my kickboxing when I first started in October, there's a light and day difference. I could whoop myself. That was from 4 months ago. I could even stand my ground against some people who's been trading for a year and 2 years and 3 years. Same thing with business. Although I effectively saw money go in and out of my bank account like just fucking water for the past 12 months in 2024 to 2025, I felt like I was making and saving no money. I actually just stacked up a 6-figure fucking car that I 100% own now. This is fully mine. And I plan to keep it for a while. I'm probably not going to sell it for a while. My business on YouTube, although I literally grown it and then lost it, I now have exactly everything I need to build from scratch in March or April, whenever I choose to, and grow it just like that in half the time, and grow it probably exponentially safer as well, so I don't get demonetized again. I now know the metrics, I now know everything I need to know to properly scale my channels, to get better at kickboxing, and eventually probably swap this car for a Lambo or a McLaren. Who knows what my plans are. This is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. So much individuals who I talk to on a day-to-day basis have this weird perception that results have to be linear. And when they don't get linear results or numerical results within a 3-month period or even a fucking 6-month period, they assume it's not working and they give up, going back into current trajectory. Do you know how long it takes to become great? The biggest companies, Costco, Walmart, fucking Dollarama, they were probably unprofitable for multiple years, 3 years, 5 years, a decade. KFC, rejected so many times. Same thing as Harry Potter author. You look at the biggest companies, J.K. Rowling got rejected like 29 times or some dumb shit before she finally got accepted by a news article or some bullshit. Greatness takes time. Failure is inevitable. You have to understand, though, that you are always making progress no matter what it seems like, no matter how much of a failure you feel like, you're making progress compared to the version of you who initially started. And as long as you keep on going and you don't fucking quit, you just keep on going on this road, eventually the universe rewards you for exactly what you've wanted all along. You know the saying on Instagram, you're in the middle of what you used to pray for. That is so fucking true. I used to pray for times like this. I remember in 2019, I was in grade 9. And my dad just yelled at me because I got a 72% in math 11. I was fucking genius. I was doing grade 11 math in grade 9, correct. And I was like, I just wish, man, I have enough money so that way I can just drive out whenever parents argue at me, drive a nice sports car, have a little money stacked up in my bank account, don't have any debts, and just make money every single day online. I am genuinely in that exact fucking position right now. Although I'm not a multi-millionaire, although I don't have $1 million liquid, I'm going to get there, and I'm on the trajectory to get there because I didn't fucking quit, because I made a financial decision when I was super young to keep on going until I made this online money work. And fast forward, although there was an entire year where my bank account virtually stayed the same, 2024 to 2025, I still made progress some way, shape, or form. The money's just not in my bank. It's behind me, it's on top of me, it's below me, it's around me. I have money stacked up in watches, I have money stacked up in crypto now, I have money stacked up in a little bit of investments. And most importantly, I have money stacked up under my own name, my personal brand. Of course, faceless YouTube channels, printing cash every single day, every single month, cash flowing me now. Now that I lost my channel with $15,000 in monthly recurring revenue, I'm still making about $5 to $7 grand a month from my other channels combined, which is not anywhere close where I like it to be, but I can definitely grow it back up to 20K, even 30K per month with a couple new channels I'm going to start this upcoming year, and that is exactly my plan. Not only am I going to do that, but I am going to document everything I do flawlessly to you guys so you can see the documentation from a raw perspective, from someone who started from zero but has the mentality and capability and most importantly the knowledge of someone who's built channels to multi-5 figures. You can see everything. How I actually start, what I do with my team, the calls maybe I have with my team, and the founder's implementation. Kind of get what I'm saying, so I'm not going to yap too much more within this video. Hopefully you found something helpful, and I might just go on a drive, take you guys with me. It is officially evening time, 10 p.m. I finished kickboxing. I didn't really film too much. Hit a chest day after that. And now, I always have my days. I try to read the Bible every single day, 4 chapters, and I usually read them in the morning, but today I got busy, and so I'm going to read probably a couple chapters right now and really reflect on the words, see what I can get the most out of some of the words today that I read. I'm on Jeremiah 25, so I'm going to read 25 to 28, and there's also practices my articulation. That's something I'm trying to get really good at, which is speaking compendiously and not really stuttering as much. And so let's put that to test. 25, Jeremiah. The word came to Jeremiah. Already failed. Holy shit. All right, resume. The word came to Jeremiah concerning all of the people of Judah in the 4th year of Joachim, son of Josiah, king of Judah, which was the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. So Jeremiah the prophet said to all the people in Judah and to all these living in Jerusalem, for 23 years from the 13th year of Josiah son of Ammon, king of Judah, until this very day, the word of the Lord has come to me, and I have spoken to you again and again, but you have not listened. And though the Lord has sent all his servants, the prophets, to you again and again, you have not listened or paid any attention. They said, turn now, each of you, from your evil ways and your evil practices, and you can stay in the land the Lord gave to you. And your fathers forever and ever, do not follow other gods to serve and worship them. Do not provoke me with anger with what your hands have made, then I will not harm you. But you will not listen to me, declares the Lord, and you have provoked me with what your hands have made, and you have brought harm to yourself. Therefore, the Lord Almighty says this, because you have not listened to my word, I will summon the people of the north, and my servant, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, declares the Lord, and I will bring them against this land and its inheritance, and against all the surrounding nations. I will completely destroy them, make them an object of honor and scorn, and an everlasting ruin. I will banish them from the sounds of joy and gladness, from the voices of bride and bridegroom, the sound of millstones, and the lights of the lamp. This whole country will become a desolate wasteland, and these nations will serve the king of Babylon 70 years. Holy cow, that's a long time. But when the 70 years are fulfilled, I will punish the king of Babylon and his nation, the land of the Babylons, for their guilt, declares the Lord, and will make it desolate forever. I will bring upon that land all the things I have spoken against it, all that are written in this book and prophesied by Jeremiah against all the nations. They themselves will be enslaved by many nations and great kings, and I will repay them according to their deed and the work of their hands. I just realized something. The Lord was just absolutely brutal to people centuries ago, whenever this happened, before Christ existed. 70 years, they're going to punish the land, the king of Babylon. I genuinely think right now life is too easy for a lot of people. We take a lot of things for granted. We sin a lot without much consequences. Back then, if you get sinned, it's game over. You're done. People died over sins back then. And so that's absolute honor that I really take for granted a lot of times. And you remember and remind myself to just not only forgive more of other people who've wronged me, but also ask for forgiveness from the Lord. Because I sin every single day. Every single day as humans, we all do something wrong. You probably done something wrong today. You probably lied. I probably shouldn't have done specific things or said specific things to people. Maybe. Who knows? But I've definitely sinned, and you have too. So, daily reminder to repent. I'm going to continue. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, said to me. Take from my hand this cup filled with the wine of my wrath, and make all the nations to whom I send you drink it. When they drink it, they will stagger and go mad because of the sword I will send among them. So I took the cup from the Lord, hand and made all the nations to whom he sent me drink it. Jerusalem and the town of Judea, its kings and officials, to make them a ruin and an object of honor and scorn and cursing as they are today. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, his attendants, his officials, and all his people, and all the foreign people there, all the kings of Uz, all the kings of the Philistines, those of Ashkelon, Azza, Irkron, and the people left of Ashdod, Edom, Moab, and Ammon, all the kings of Tyre and Sidon, the king of the coastlands across the city, Dedan, Tema, Buz, and all who were in distant places, all the kings of Arabah, and all the kings of the foreign people who live in the desert, all the kings of Zimri, Elon, and Media, and all the kings of the north, near and far, one after the other, all the kingdoms on the face of the earth. And after all of them, the king of Shisham will drink it too. Then tell them, this is what the Lord Almighty, the Lord of Israel, says. Drink, get drunk and vomit, and and fall to rise no more because of the sword I will send among you. But if they refuse to take the cup from your hand and drink, tell them, this is what the Lord Almighty says, you must drink it. See, I am beginning to bring disaster on the city that bears my name, and you will indeed go unpunished. You will not go unpunished, for I am calling down a sword upon all who live on the earth, declares the Lord Almighty. Now, prophesy all these words against them and say to them, the Lord will roar from on high. He will thunder from his holy dwelling and roar mightily against his land. He will shout like those who tread the grapes. Shout out against all who live on the earth. The tumult will resound to the ends of the earth. For the Lord will bring charges against the nations. He will bring judgment on all mankind and put the wicked to the sword, declares the Lord. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Look, disaster is spreading from nation to nation. A mighty storm is rising from the ends of the earth. At that time, those slain by the Lord will be everywhere, from one end of the earth to the other. They will not be mourned or gathered up or buried, but will be like refusing lying on the ground. Weep and wail, you shepherds. Roll in the dust, you leaders of the flock. For your time to be slaughtered has come. You will fall and be shattered like fine pottery. The shepherds will have nowhere to flee. The leaders of the flock, no place to escape. Hear the cry of the shepherds, the wailing of the leaders of the flock, for the Lord is destroying their pasture. The peaceful meadows will be laid waste because of the fierce anger of the Lord. Like a lion he will leave his lair, and their land will become desolate, because of the sword of the oppressor and because of the Lord's fierce anger. It's insane. The Lord is super, super powerful. It's crazy to me. I thought about this and I reflected it in real time. I remember there was this reel I saw earlier today. People are more afraid of the devil than they are afraid of God. Make it make sense that people are afraid of a creation that was made by a creator. Yeah, Satan's evil. He's scary. But he's scary and evil because he's targeting the heart of the Lord, which is us. And the only way we can defeat Satan is to be on the Lord's side. Trust in him. Go follow the path that he has guided you towards. And if in all your ways you trust in the Lord and you believe in his path that he has given you, all your paths will be set straight. I think that's I'm paraphrasing from Psalm 3. It's been a while. It's been a while since I memorized the specific verses in Psalms, but trying to get back into it. I got 3 more chapters to read. I'm going to crush that out and probably head to bed. So you guys have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Sweet. I have this mini thing I actually prepared before this call. I wanted to really focus today on like titles and what actually drives views and attention with the words that you put in your titles. So what I'm going to do is I have this sheet that I've designed real quick, which I can send in the chat after as well. But what we're going to do is focus really on competitor channels, upcoming small channels as well, and study competitive stuff. One of our clients, her name is Maria. She's not in this call, but the most important thing is honestly just the idea of how you structure it, and she was having a pretty hard time with coming up with compelling titles for the body cam niche. So I'll mostly do body cam niche. There's also the judge/lawyers niche we can look into. Veronica, I know you're in search-based content. Carson, Trevor, all 3 of you guys are actually in search-based content. So this doesn't apply to search-based as much, but we can also tap into search strategy, title strategy later on if that's something that we need to. But starting off with this channel, I actually found this channel from Warren. He's another client that just joined recently, but we found this channel together that literally goes viral all of the time. I don't think they have a single flop here. And obviously there are some videos that do better than others, but his least viewed video is 10,000. And so what we can take away from this upcoming channel with only 18 videos is one of his formats that works super well is how XYZ. So if I go to most popular, how running a red light turns into a felony. I found that in the one of the latest videos, I believe, as well, right over here. But when he had another video in that how style, these two actually didn't work. So what makes it that the style works for some, but it doesn't work for others? First of all, what makes the title of winning formats for body cam is how XYZ turns, how something regular turns into something massive. How XYZ, something every day, turns into a disaster or nightmare of some. Nightmare is a buzzword. Like, this is what you use in titles. Obviously, it's probably not a nightmare to get a felony, but it's pretty darn bad. It's pretty darn bad. So if that specific format, which actually has multiple procedures within it, there is something every day, and then there's obviously that twist. Those two main structures within your title drives enough escalation or like pattern interrupt for the viewer that makes them want to actually click on it. So then when you analyze the other titles where this competitor channel try to copy the format of how XYZ turn XYZ, they didn't work. How a gate denial becomes physical. My thesis for why this specific video didn't actually go viral is like, becomes physical, that's not enough of a driving factor that changes the viewer's mind to think, holy crap, that's crazy. This one does so, and especially because you see like a woman in the thumbnail. This is just naturally how thumbnails work in all of YouTube. Females naturally drive more attention and they get more clicks naturally. This one, I mean, the thumbnail could be better. It's okay. The best thumbnails that I've ever seen in this niche, though, is a man with like either a shocked or confused face, but he's standing and he's like still. Those are usually the best. Actually, let me go to most popular. Boom! I nailed it. It's a man that's standing, that's still, with like a confused, shocked face. This is more of a confused face, but it's nothing crazy. Obviously, all of his next 7 videos that went super viral are female faces, which again proves the thesis that female faces naturally drive more attention overall. But if I go over to here, what makes a bad title? You can have winning formats like how XYZ becomes ABC as an example, but still flop because of weak emotional drive.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was wondering if you could go into a bit of my niche too with like the true crime stories and look at some titles and thumbnails as well that
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm actually down to do that. Because true crime, bro, it complements the body cam niche, but it's like it's just slightly different editing style. So if you want to drop me the link, I'd be down to do so for sure.
Yeah, I'll try and find it. I have some competitor channels here.
Fire.
No one's showing up to these calls on Wednesday, eh?
Yeah, what's going on? Wednesday people are slacking. Something's up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Trevor,
yeah,
what about you?
I've also seen some a new niche. It's interrogation videos.
Oh yeah. Interrogation. So is it like the footage where they're just kind of talking in that room in the police?
Yeah, the whole time they're talking in that room.
Yeah, that's boring footage. But does that go viral?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them actually. It's just strictly that footage. Like that's all they post. I'm just posting a couple here. I forget which ones are.
Bet.
Good.
Solid. 1 million views, 289 videos. Damn. So I'm assuming, is this like the editing style, the structure that you're trying to work off of?
Yeah, kind of. Like, obviously, Dr. Insanity's, like, the pinnacle of the niche, but
yeah,
I've tried to look at a couple other competitor channels, but I find mostly that there isn't a lot of competition for it because the videos are obviously higher production, but they're all, like, all the ones that are there, they all go viral.
Yeah. Damn. This is crazy numbers. One thing I've noticed is that there's naturally longer content. What I'm gonna do is actually filter it by trending videos and see like concurrently what's working the best. So 2 years old, this video is still going viral. That's kind of crazy. When cops realize their friend is a serial killer. Yeah. I mean, the thing about this niche, bro, and like body cam generically is that you're gonna find the same psychological pattern in these titles as exact same. Like it's still gonna be pattern interrupt followed by something that's every day. That's one winning format, or just something that is super short and then it sparks massive curiosity. I noticed that the biggest channel, which is I forgot what it was called. Midwest Safety. They actually don't follow the pattern that most body cam channels do. They just have very, very short titles with like 5 words to it. But I guess that's their format that they've created, which works super well. So for your video footages, Carson, that mostly come through the door, remind me, are they like police chases or is it like the interrogation type of style? What kind of
No,
videos do you get more often than not?
it's all. I only do murder cases. So I tell my research to only do murder cases.
Okay. And then is this channel also just murder cases?
Mostly, yeah, 'cause you can see like killer discovered. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much they're finding dead people most of the time
That's
or
so crazy.
arresting the killer.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. Okay.
Yeah, because it's more interesting stuff, you know. I feel like if you have a good edit,
Yeah.
can almost every video can bang.
Yeah. Yeah. And then which one, let me ask you this. Which one do you feel like is more impressive? 300,000 views 7 days or 2.5 million 3 months?
Probably 2.5 mil in 3 months.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Cause like most of these videos they die out after like 2-3 weeks, and so this video most likely got the majority of the views in the first month. Boom, yeah, they did. Cops have no idea this girl's about to be murdered. That's a pretty good That's a pretty good title. Let me see how they build the intro.
This girl came out, I pushed us with the bottle and just like told me to get out of the car and like grabbed me by my hair and started hitting me.
Huh. So it's raw dialogue. It's raw dialogue of the girl talking to the police. And I guess there's not too much commentary at the start, at least.
What's your name?
This is raw footage.
Body would be found is Darian.
But
Yeah,
9
that's kind
seconds.
of what I've been trying to do too. Is have the first like 10 to 15 seconds where it's just raw footage, and then it builds into the story.
Yeah. Raw footage and then builds in the commentary to give more context, and then it drops back into raw footage. So that format for the villains, 2.4 million views, goodness, and it's a 55-minute video. This video probably made like 20 bands or 30 bands. Something
Right.
ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm so curious about when I start posting, just what the RPM is going to be like.
Yeah, yeah. Are you starting on a pre-monetized or is it non-monetized?
No, so right now I'm starting on a brand new channel, but I've been warming it up for probably like 2 months, just
Yeah.
watching content.
Yeah.
So hopefully that works, and if not, I have like a semi-aged one too, and then I have like a couple other channels I could try out, but hopefully the first one works out.
Yeah. Usually it took me at least like 2 channels, I remember. But if the first one works out, bro, that'd be so far.
For
It's
yours, what did you start on? A pre-monetized?
I started on pre-monetized, and then there was some sort of ban issue with it, so then we switched over to another pre-monetized. It was either the second or the third channel that we switched to. All of them were pre-monetized, and then the third one, I believe, was the one that actually started to get views from the first video. And then from there, we got demonetized because we lost the hours of watch time, so we had to build it back up. So it was a pre-monetized that got demonetized. And then once we got monetized and applied for YouTube Partner Program, we got in. And then we got hit with reuse content like 2 months after, which we fixed. And then we got hit with reuse content again. So that channel technically got demonetized 3 times, which is kind of crazy. So
Max, I'm kind of curious on the winning formula for starting off on channels, like, because I've been warming this one up enough.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that will make the biggest difference, or if a pre-monetized or aged, like which one actually is the best option.
I would
'Cause
say,
I know Trevor's had some trouble with that too. He's tried a couple different
bro,
ones.
yeah. Trevor, is your video still in the shadow ban, or how does your channel stand right now?
Yeah, it is. I think I've tried 7, but I think I've been doing something wrong, so I've been messaging Jordan a lot lately and seeing his
Gotcha, yeah.
strategies. Because he's got quite a few, I think.
You said 7 channels you've tried?
Oh, I think I warmed up 5 of them, so the
Goodness.
first 2 I didn't warm up, and a few of those weren't aged at all, and then one was bought from Accounts Market, which I guess was sketchy because the emails that were linked to, or the email that it was like people for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My thesis for like the best way to start browse channels would be either a really, really heavily aged one, like 2009, something that's 15 years old, and then you start on that, and then also non-monetized, or you do
Yeah,
like a completely fresh email. But it sounds like, Trevor, did you also try the completely fresh email?
yeah, I've tried that as
Damn.
well. I'm using an older email, probably from like 5 years ago, but a brand new
Ah,
channel.
okay.
That's what I'm trying now. Warm up for 2 weeks instead of one. That's what Jordan told me to do. So see how that works.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this, bro. Like, Junbin on his lawyer's niche, he's been warming that up for like, I think a month. And then his first 3 weeks, he got no views, no impressions. It was when he started posting shorts that actually started to remove that shadow ban. So, if anything, I'm assuming you're already posting shorts, or are you not?
I did on the one channel. That one got good shorts views, like pretty good. I think I got 150,000 shorts views on maybe like 30, 40 shorts, but I
Yeah.
didn't get any long form. Well, I didn't get any browse impressions on that one, which was
Okay.
confusing.
Yeah, I would likely, number one, give some of these channels more time. Usually it could take like
Yeah,
3 to 4 weeks. But outside of that, I would also test doing like a complete. You said you did like a already existing email or like one of your own emails, but um you said you've tried like creating a completely brand new email. Was that right?
yeah, I did. I think I
Yeah.
tried that twice.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the most annoying thing because like starting out on channels is the only thing that's like kind of luck driven. And then once you crack that, and then you don't have any bad history with YouTube or it's not related to a suspended channel, then from there it's pretty much just skill. So that's an annoying thing. But bro, yeah, when I'm starting my channel probably this month later as well. So I'm gonna start on a non-monetized one. I'll try a fresh email, and then I'm also gonna buy like a super aged one, preferably 15 years old or more. See which one of the two works and documents it. But yeah, going back to you, Carson, real quick. You said something about your footage. It was mostly killer-based style. What I'll do, you probably already do this, but if you really analyze concurrent, recent killing-based structures, and the videos are in that niche, you can see how they title it, the words that they use. And this one is cops have no idea this guy is about to be murdered. This girl is about to be murdered. How many videos, bro, do you have on your channel ready to be posted?
So I haven't started posting yet, but I have 2 videos that are done and then 3 more that are going to be done probably by next week. And then by the end of once I have 5 videos, I'm going to start posting. Because now my team's like fully set up and they kind of have the format that I want to do. So it should be free rolling from there. 2 videos a week.
Yeah, 2 videos a week. So we're just kind of waiting to build that backlog, and then once backlog is there, we just start ripping content.
Yeah, exactly.
Dope. Bro, yeah, I mean, bro, I'm pretty sure you have everything locked at this point. Outside of title formats, outside of, I mean, A/B testing is also something that you can try as well, honestly. When you start posting these videos, number one, we have to make sure that it's not shadow banned so that we can properly A/B test it. If it's not, what I would do is I would find 2 videos that are in the very similar format that your video's in. For example, just murdering. So this one is not this is actually murder. So there's this one, and I want to find another one that's also about murdering, but just slightly different. This one,
Yeah, they
serial
should all be
killer.
murders. Most of these ones
Oh.
in these niche, they only do murders.
Yeah. I guess this is murder niche in general. Mother of 4 has no idea she's about to be murdered. Okay, so that format has been repeated, and it's also doing super good, right? So it's like some person or some entity is about to be taken away. They're about to get their life taken away. The other one
Yeah, like
that
cops
was
don't know she's gonna get murdered.
yeah, this one. Cops have no idea this girl's about to be murdered. Mother has no idea she's about to be. So take that title and split test it with something like this: moments after finding his roommates brutally executed. I mean, this one didn't do as good though. It only got 300 views in 6 days. It's hard to say it's gonna get like 1 million views or so. So if we can find preferably not that one.
Killer realizes he's been caught, maybe.
Killer
Just
realizes
above.
Yeah, this one. When heroic neighbor solves a murder case. I don't know how that went viral. That's not even a good title in my opinion. Oh shit. Woman realizes she just killed 2 kids at a birthday party. So like if there's a killing involved, you can do like whoever killed it realizes she just killed XYZ. Apparently cuz like this one's quite easy to copy. I think like any sort of murder based video, you can take this winning title or this winning format at least.
Yeah, like I have one video. It's like the guy kills his wife right in front of stepdaughter, or like her
Yeah.
daughter.
That actually was also, bro, this is a proven one for sure. Because I had the video where it was mom kills toddler, then blames it on choking. So, let me add that in here actually. What makes viral titles? Massive pattern interrupts along with everyday occurrences. And then what makes bad titles? Winning formats. This one is actually, I guess, a murder format. But it is like woman realizes, so XYZ realizes they just killed XYZ.
Oh yeah, I've seen one too where it's like girl discovers her dad is a murderer.
Girl discovers her dad is murdered. Yeah, exactly. How many views did that one get? Also, Trevor, do you get murder
That one
footage?
got 8 million.
8 million's insane, bro.
In one year.
That's a proven one for sure. Trevor, do you have any murder videos in your body cam or not?
I don't think so. I've got quite a few ready to upload because I've been warming up channels for forever, but
Yeah.
I don't think I have any murder. Most of mine are just the kind of annoying people.
Okay.
Just the cops have to deal with.
Yeah.
Or generic body cam.
Generic body cam. So then, Carson, what's like the difference between your footage researcher and everyday generic body cam researchers? Does your people specifically find cases of murder and then just go into that sub niche, or is it like a different approach?
Yeah, like it's pretty. So I pretty much have 2 different ones. So I have a full team where it's kind of like the same thing as Kareem, where I have a manager and
Yeah.
everything from footage researching to scripting to editing to voiceovers. And then I have another guy that's just solely a footage researcher. So both of them, I've told them that I only want murder cases. And then what they'll do is they'll go and then find cases that they've gotten footage for, and then they'll send me all the news articles, and then I'll pretty much just go through the news articles, see if it's worth taking, and then I'll take like the most interesting ones.
Okay. Damn.
But they're all murder ones.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. And this is like the freelancer that was also doing Evergreen with you before, right?
Yeah, and then I was trying to build like another. It's kind of just a hassle for me to scripter and the editor, and then I also found it was more costly that way. I'm gonna just stick with my guy with my team, and then just have a shit ton of footage because I've already got like 10 to 15 footages, so I'm doing pretty good there, and they find them pretty consistently. So I'm just gonna stick with my one team, and hopefully they can do 2 to 3 videos a week.
Yeah, that's fire. That's a pretty efficient. But yeah, I've added the murder format title. So there's XYZ realizes they just killed XYZ, and then XYZ has no idea that someone or themselves are about to be murdered. This one is someone else, and this one is herself. Has no idea she's about to be murdered. Most popular content instantly is crazy. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I wouldn't copy anything that's like super, super old, but one of his super old videos from 2 years ago is still trending. When realizes their friend is a serial killer. This one, yeah, so there's gonna be always those formats where it's like an odd one out and it's hard to replicate on everyday killing videos. So that one's like an outcast in my opinion. But yeah, we have some pretty solid winning structures. I would honestly probably not focus on too many. I would just focus on some of the best ones that gets like millions of views and multi-millions of views rather than hundreds of thousands of views as an example.
Yeah, like the top 3 formats, and then just split to test those ones each time for the videos.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that'll help so much, especially once we get the shadow ban issue fully resolved. But bro, team is locked into place. I'm actually, bro, I keep on saying this, but I really, really am excited to see how like both of your channels look like once we have the channel up and going. Because browse is so different from search. Both of you guys know how search is like, you can have nothing wrong, but it just still takes months anyways. That's just how the name of the game is. And then browse is completely different. It's like a roller coaster. You get one video to go super viral. After a week, it dies out. And you're just kind of in this hamster wheel. But the rewards are very, very massive as well.
Yeah, like I'm thinking if I get one video to hit 1 million views, and who knows what the RPM could be, anywhere from like
About
$10 to $20.
Exactly.
It could just print.
Exactly. Minimum like $8 to $10, I would assume. Even with like a 30-minute video, a $10 RPM is a Canadian dollar as well. Like if it's a $10 US, that's $14 Canadian pretty much. And so you're gonna be sitting at very, very solid profit margins, very solid numbers. Trevor, even if your videos are like 10, 15 minutes long, I've had videos in that specific length that has like a $7 US RPM. And so that's like $9 Canadian or $10 Canadian.
Why do you think that is? Just different on the video type because it's like parenting related, or?
Yeah, it's like parents related, adults related. The retention of it matters more though, in my opinion, because I have like 10, 12-minute videos. So it's shorter than like the 15 to 18 minutes, but they have a higher RPM because the retention was 9 minutes. It was really high. And then some of my videos with like a 6-minute retention just has a lower RPM. So like that just plays in with mid-roll ads. The better your retention is. Like if you look at Jumbin, he posted that win where he had that 10-minute AVD. Bro, if this video was monetized, I'm not sure what video it is, probably his latest video, he could probably get like a $10 US RPM on this video. We had a good night. Just came back from hitting a back and biceps workout as well as sparring practice. Today, sparring, kickboxing, was fucking easy. It was too easy. And so there was really no real struggle for me. I feel disappointed. It's so interesting because the more I get hit, the better I become. And the reason why is because I am more filled with adrenaline, and then hits stop hurting. I get more prepared and sharp. And so, as the rounds go on, as long as I'm not gassing out, I fight like a beast. I fight like an animal. But tomorrow we're gonna be back at it. Now I'm gonna go to eat some kebab. I'm gonna have some doner, which is fucking lovely. I deserve it because I've been kind of fasting all day, and I am hungry as shit. So we're gonna have some protein, some rice, a little bit of veggies. I'm low on gas, but I don't deserve to fill up my gas just yet. I need to wait until I make some money, until my business cranks up again. So that's the plan. Honestly think, I don't know, I want this vlog to be long, so I'll probably pick up the camera sometime tomorrow or whenever I just fucking choose to pick up the camera, I guess. This is a beast. Rate how hard this fit is. I got one new hoodie and one on myself, actually. Let me see if I could show you guys. Boom, look at that. Sparring club. I'm part of the cool kids club now. But I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about this thought I had this morning that made me so mad for no random reason. I woke up today feeling so pissed. Not at myself, but just at the world and at the average person, because I can see competence and potential when I see an individual. And truth be at most individuals are not retards. The average singular human is cool. But as a whole, humans just fucking suck. As a whole, humans, I think, have been gone through too deep in the education system, in the corporate system. And what the average person now does is they believe in propaganda, they believe in external factors, and they are literally subconsciously getting programmed by corporate system, education system, telling them to go safe, not take risks, take your time on research, stop failing less, stop taking less risks, and start doing the safe bet. And don't 100% dip your toes in until you already fully know what you're capable of and what you're getting yourself into. All these things that are taught you in the corporate system and in the education system is literally meant for you to fucking die in the real world. Does that make sense? You are literally getting programmed subconsciously. Not in a positive way as well. Because the truth is, like, humans will get programmed. That's how humans live. We naturally intake the external factors, the people who we talk with, the reels that we watch, the Twitter feed that we listen to. Everything is programming because this is how humans are, but we can control what we want to watch. We can control the specific programmings that we are feeding into to change our behavior and change our mentality to shape us into a better position where it optimizes our level of success. And so whenever I realize in real time that I am getting psyoped or programmed by the algorithm on Instagram, or I'm getting programmed by one of my friends' peers that tells me that I should probably look into a stable job or get a fucking degree, I can kind of just blink and cure it in real time by cutting them off. I've cut off so much friends in 2025, pretty much hang out with no one. Only went on business trips and met with actual competent people and people who don't have massive limiting beliefs. And this is the overall thing that made me so pissed to look back on. The average person has so much limiting beliefs in themselves, and they have this false idea that asking questions, DMing me every single day is gonna move the needle forward more than just getting their feet wet, getting their hands dirty, starting on the work, and learning how to build a fucking faceless YouTube business. And it took me 2.5 years to make my first dollar online. And then now I have multiple YouTube channels, multiple failed YouTube channels, but most importantly, I am in a massive better position solely because I've taught myself to take more action and think less. The average person is actually made to be a work ant. I made a story about this. I'm trying to find the most optimal, whatever, I think that's fine. The average person is genuinely made to be a work ant, and I'm not saying this to insult you in any way, but it's the whole fallacy behind work. Oh, actually work is not important at all. I think it's more important to read fucking books from the fucking professor in 1932. Oh, did you see the news on this? The average person is just so far-fetched behind reality. If you're watching this and this sounds somewhat similar to what you're resonated with, or maybe what I'm saying resonates with your current situation, snap out of it. You have time to still snap out of it because everything is programming. If you just listen and limit your specific inputs in terms of what you consume and watch on the media, you're already putting yourself in a better position. Rather than getting brainwashed by the entire algorithm, I personally only let myself get brainwashed by one individual on the internet. My entire feed is Andrew Tate. My entire Twitter feed is Andrew Tate. My entire YouTube feed is Andrew Tate. Podcast and motivation. Although I'm getting programmed nonetheless, because at the end of the day, every human is getting programmed, I'm getting programmed by a limited source. And I made the source as best as it possibly can be for me specifically, so I can position myself to be in the best position to get the results that I want, which is very similar to the results that Andrew Tate has. Does this make sense? If you're trying to become a master chef, limit your intake on the media to just Gordon fucking Ramsay. I don't fucking know any chefs, but you get what I'm trying to say. When you limit then the programming and optimize your programming to exactly your goal, you remove external noise, you start questioning everything, because this is also so important. Not everything that you listen to should be intaken as, okay, that's cool, that's a fact. You have to question it to be like, why is this on my feed? I've learned this. Whenever I start to get something on my feed and I look at the comments, and all the comments are saying how negative the Epstein files are and how crazy the world is right now with all these wars and politics and Trump is being an asshole, I question, why is this being on my feed? Is it genuinely true, or am I getting psyoped by the algorithm that's teaching me all this nonsense? There's this famous quote: if you allow the enemies to lead you to where you want to go, and then you can break the trap and punish the perpetrators, famously said by a bald man, you can actually figure out what their intent is, where they're trying to lead you, and just go the opposite way. So if the fact of the matter is the entire world wants you to believe that the corporate system and the education system is the only way for you to escape, to become financially free and actually become independent financially. Question that. Look at the 99% of individuals on planet Earth who's gone through that exact path, maybe 10 years older than you, into that game, and ask yourself, are you content with that man's position? The guy that's 49 years old, 59 years old, working corporate for 25 years, 30 years. He has $1 million house. He has a wife. He has a dog. He has a BMW. There are literal 19 and 20-year-olds with an 8-figure net worth. You know as a fact, whenever you hear that, a 19-year-old with an 8-figure net worth, there's 19-year-olds with a 9-figure net worth. The founder of Cal AI, did they go through that system? Did they go through education and corporate system and work a job and climb up the ladder? Or did they do something that rarely few humans ever have tried? To put it into example, the founder of Cal AI, he founded some software company and used AI to help track macros. Like, you can't think of any other person who's done that. And he started that in 2023. This is just one specific example. If you can really read through the lines of what the corporate system and what the government and what the matrix wants to teach you and psyop you into believing, and then question why they want you to figure out that, question and figure out why they want you to believe XYZ, and then go the opposite route, you'll be surprised with how far you'll go. You'll be surprised with how successful you'll become. This is pretty much the story of my life. I figured out in grade 6 that my teachers would tell me to get into an engineer, figure out what you want to do in high school. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to figure out what I want to do after high school? Why should I still be working after high school? Why does the government want me to work after high school? Why does the world want me to go through high school and then work after high school? You get what I'm trying to say? When you question everything and you get to the bottom of everything, you understand the world so much better. You understand what the propaganda and what the government, what the world is trying to teach you. Because the truth at it is like 99% of the world is fucking losers. 99% of the world is corrupt. Everything that pretty much just comes down to, are you able to do the opposite of what everyone tells you to? Not feed into BS, not feed into programming, not feed into lies, and do what you're actually genuinely meant to do. You're not meant to be working in an office saying, hi boss, and typing emails. Why are you typing emails? Why don't you get someone else to type emails for you as an employee and you as a founder? Why aren't you the head of corporate position? I'm saying all of this just because I want to make a point simple, very, very clear. Most people are genuinely just lost. I can say and chat for an hour about how lost the world is and how programmed most people are to be just working rats. But at the end of the day, no matter what I say, people can still continue to go down that path. So it's really just up to you yourself to manually switch off that. And you yourself is honestly the only person competent enough to change your direction of how you want to live the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life. If you're content with the office job and a safe government income, by all means, continue that path. I don't care what you do. It doesn't impact my life whatsoever. But if you've been looking into starting a business, you hear all these new trends and business tactics, yet you have taken no actual real tangible inputs to start, understand that you are literally doing yourself a disservice and wasting your own human life and energy by not acting. Action solves all. People overestimate the idea of researching and asking questions and underestimate the value of work and action. Failing even. Failing is going to be more useful to you than asking questions. And this is all, again, propaganda fed by the education system, the corporate system. You do as you're told. The Conor McGregor saying, you do what you're told, yeah, I'm gonna pin ya. He said that as a joke in the video, but he actually meant what he said, and I could read behind the lines. People literally are doing as they're told because they've been fed that if they do so, they are going to live a very successful life. By who? by teachers since elementary all the way to high school, then into university. Then once they go into the corporate job, they listen to their boss and then their manager, who then slowly but surely upgrades their income to 3% a year. It's all programming at the end of the day. I think you get what I'm trying to say, but just use your mind more, think sharper, think more, question everything. I promise you, there is no downside to genuinely questioning everything that people are telling you. Ask yourself if that's even real. Ask yourself, are they in a position of authority to give you advice? You know this reel that's always popping on Instagram? Me when someone who is a fucking loser who is in the position where I do not want to be starts giving me life advice, and then it's just like white noise. That's exactly what you gotta fucking do. Be respectful. But when you're in, when you're out, that's the method. Do what you're told. You either do as you're told, like what Conor McGregor says, or you do what the fuck you want. Why is the rear camera on this iPhone 17 Pro Max actually fucking good? Let's see here. Better let me in, bitch. This is the perks of having a nice car. No one's trying to fucking hit you, so they just let you go in. I can kind of bully my way in. I could even bully my way in police cars. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's crazy. But outside of police cars, outside of government-based vehicles, sports cars have authority over average cars. So if you can get a sports car, I highly urge you to purchase one. I financed mine and then paid large sums, and within a year paid it off. 110 grand, no problem. So I'm pretty much, if you don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm going on my daily afternoon cruise, and this usually happens whenever I do pretty good in business, or I got all my work done early, or I got extra work done. It's like a reward for myself to satiate my soul, and I guess reap the rewards of my hard work. And it doesn't get boring. I could drive this car for another 2 years every single day. There's a difference between getting used to cars versus getting bored of cars. And sports cars, in my opinion, especially your first sports car, is one that you're not going to really get bored of. It's just too fun. A V8, I don't think it's a twin turbo, but it's fucking wicked fast. And the plan is, I'm going to go on a little nice drive. Afterwards, carb up, go to sparring practice, and then hit legs, and then satiate the rest of my macros with Chipotle. That is the plan for today. And, you know, while I was driving before this, I was having actually a DM conversation on Instagram with a potential guy that wanted to work with me for mentorship. And I rarely genuinely get motivated by people who I talk to in DMs. But this guy, he was literally in debt, bills and mortgages to pay, just got into a divorce, has kids to take care of, massive responsibility as parents. And still, despite all of the tribulations that he's going through, he's still looking for an active way to get out of his situation, improve his finances, and he's willing to take the risks and actions to do so. Very few people have the competency to still try to level up, despite how much of a downwards valley they are in. And so I have massive respect for this guy. I'm not going to say his name because I want to keep that confidential out of respect for this guy. He's got a call with my business partner later tonight. Confident whatever happens, he's going to absolutely crush it. He has the right mentality. There's actually a Corvette in front of the car in front of me. There's this red Ford, hold on. If you could see, there's a red Ford in front of me, and then in front of that, there's a blue Corvette. Let me see if I could show you guys. Hopefully the camera picks it up. That's actually kind of hilarious. Boom. All right, I'm gonna enjoy my drive now. boys, it was a long and awesome vlog. I just finished sparring practice as well as a leg day. So I'm feeling content, I'm feeling tired. We're gonna probably get Chipotle now, as I said earlier, but I love ending my days in the car as well as listening to worship music. So not much else for me to film other than the fact that I wanted to say one thing, which is you can do whatever you fucking want if you just put your mind to it. I'm 19 years old. I dropped out of University of British Columbia, and I was trailing to become probably a blue-collar worker because I wasn't smart enough to become a engineer, wasn't smart enough to become a doctor. But business is always an option when you bet on yourself. Go absolutely crush it. If you want to learn more about how it can potentially help you with business, specifically faceless YouTube automation, I'll have a link in the description for you to apply. And outside of that, I'll see you guys in my next video.